All right, so here today we are going to be talking about the things I think that would make MUT 22 better, a better version of what we had. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that we had, some of the stuff that we probably liked and probably don't even really need back. We'll do gameplay in another video. This isn't really a wish list because I got to assume it's all done. There's no influence here at all, but we can dream. Oh, and we can hope. If you're looking to build the best team in Madden, make sure you head over to MMOEXP.com to avoid the packs and save some racks. Use code CC for 5% off. Link is in the description below. Fastest coins, cheapest coins. Use code CC. We'll see you guys on the sticks. 5% off. Be great. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? Yeah, you saw the intro, so you know. I don't need to beat on that, but if you're new, make sure you are subscribed, like the video, and what I want you guys to do is comment down below whatever it is you feel like MUT needs. That would be really good within MUT. Okay, now the first thing that I think a lot of people will talk about, since so many people have been playing MLB The Show, is the parallel system right now. And I tell you what, I do love that, but it came out way too late for them to even potentially implement something like that. So I'm not even going to cover that, but we're going to cover a lot of other stuff. Let's go take a look and see. So the first thing that does this make MUT better? I don't know, but it's something that it kind of goes hand in hand with the parallel system that MLB has. If you don't know what that is, it's basically is the more you play with the card, the better the card gets, up to like 5 overall points, basically, right? Now they can't really do that, but it's based on stat tracking. We don't have stat tracking. We've never had stat tracking. MLB has had it for a long time. FIFA has had it for a long time, and we've never had it. And I don't know why we haven't had it. But it is something I think that would be really cool to have and just to see in the game, as long as it's separated by online and offline. That's what I would care about, right? Because in our world today, and the way I grew up with sports, and I think the way a lot of people grow up with sports, it really is stat-based, stat-driven, whether it's daily fantasy sports that people look at now, or fantasy football, or for someone like me, I'm just constantly looking to see how players are doing, comparing them historically, all that. And I think this would be really helpful for a lot of us knowing how good a card really is, because I can tell you I like this card, but maybe he's not actually doing as good as I think he is. You know what I mean? So stat tracking, I'm not gonna, this is not in an order of anything, but it's the first thing here on the list. Now the second thing here that I think would be a tremendous improvement within MUT, this is something I've called it on Twitter, is that every card's base card, their first card, is basically the power-up for them, whether it's a bronze, silver, whatever it would be. What that would mean, though, a couple things, just a couple points here, right? Is that A, you would have to have their base card anytime an upgrade happens. B, their base card, let's just say someone, I don't know, let's just go to like a really low overall card I have in the binder here. I don't want to use a bronze or something like that. Miles Jack right here, right? Okay, just as an example card, right? So currently he's an 80 overall. If you powered him up all the way, he'd be an 81. Difference is he wouldn't be an 81. He would just be an 80, right? This would just be the full version of him. Now, if he gets in a Team of the Week card that's an 85, then you would need this card. Put any other card, go that way. I don't think power-ups are going away. Even hoping, wishing, wanting them to go away is probably not going to be a thing, similar to abilities, right? But I think this solves a lot of the problems that we have. Now, again, the downside to doing things this way is that when cards come out, whatever their overall is the best that they can be, not that +1, right? So we understand that from card 1. Card 2 and up, sure, much better. And it's probably a lot of work to do all that sort of stuff. But what it would do is it would space out the power-up work that needs to be done. And doing something like this might also mean that we get a slightly less content. And I don't know about you guys, I'd be okay with slightly less for sure, because we got so much this year. But I think a real nice change to the power up program would be something like this. It would be very helpful. You wouldn't have to chase power ups. You wouldn't have to do anything like that. If a Legends first card is a 90 overall on day one, you don't have to spend what amounts to 100,000 training to get them +1. There's not even the temptation there. So that is number 2. Number 3, something I think that is just an ultimate necessity here, and I feel like we sort of edged that way a little bit this year, and we've been edging this way more and more, and I don't know if it's gonna happen or whatnot, but physical chemistries. So let's just use Deion Sanders' card here as an example. Why not, right? So we know that the physical chemistry slot is sprinter, leaper, shaker, brawler, all that sort of stuff, right? Now, if they want to keep physical chemistries, that's fine, but please remove the speed aspect from it, because it's very detrimental to the game. Leaving them in still causes that training necessity that a lot of people want to use, right? We made strides to not always having to have like a card. Some cards just get physical chemistries and all that now. So we're heading in a better direction overall. But speed is obviously one of the most important things in the game. Probably the most important thing. And it drives a lot of people's desire for cards. When you start to add sprinter plus power up to a card, plus theme team, you're getting +4, +5 speed potentially on a card, which really means that you get some cards really early on which sort of hit that max speed and they're kind of good to go on your team. And it kind of kills content, and it kind of kills desirability of cards for sure. When you get a 99 speed base card that finally drops and you look at it and you're like, well, everyone else on my team is 99 speed, it doesn't matter as much. So I think it's something that definitely needs to be handled or managed. Even if we take a step in the right direction, that sprinter is now only 1 at full chemistry instead of 2, that's fine. But some step here, please, EA, add to the life of the game by removing this, because it's necessary. All right, so for number 4, and again, we're talking just about MUD, like the content and stuff within MUD. Okay, so some people, you're gonna see this one or hear this one and be like, I don't know, really? But yes, really, I think this is a huge thing. And I'm just gonna use the store as my example here and cover a couple things in the store with this one thing. Okay, number 1, when we get series updates, right, is when we get pack odds changes. The problem with that is that sometimes that gets completely outdated from long hauls and long breaks, and what it causes then is bad value in packs, or bad value on the market, or overinflated value at times on like limited edition cards and stuff like that. So I think that's something that I would like to see, not necessarily as a series thing, but maybe as a monthly thing. Again, series were about 6 weeks. If we cut that back to on the 1st of every month, odds changed, I think that's a little fair. Secondly, when we go into series updates, what we always got was competitive stuff. Now they basically nerfed the Madden coach, which is something I wanted them to do before. Cool, but I feel like the competitive updates from series updates was also really poorly done. We didn't get the series master anymore. Really disappointed with that. And I think what that really caused, and especially with like the Madden coach not being a thing either, so many people were able to hold trophies, right? And then what caused that is billions of more coins hitting the market, which again causes problems. So I think that an adjustment there needs to happen. But the final part of this one is the training store. A lot of the stuff that they put in here is perfectly fine. It is okay. Sometimes the training roles and the training store part of it makes cards maybe a little too easy to acquire. And I know one of the best and worst things within MUT this year, and I'm going to do a full video on this with the training variety pack. I assume it'll come back, but do not expect it on day one. There's no reason for it to be in day one. So just know that, like, that's, I guess my point here would be, don't put it in day one. I don't know how they could. I don't know logistically what would make this work for a day one, but I don't want to see it day one. I'll just say that. And for the final one, again, this I guess maybe slightly goes into gameplay. Not really. One thing that is necessary again for me is practice mode within MUT. Okay, maybe I don't know how we're calling it a MUT thing. Franchise has their own practice mode. We always say free practice or open practice, just with regular teams. But being able to use your MUT team in a practice mode holds a lot of value to a lot of players. I don't know why they can't do it or why they haven't done it, but it makes a ton of sense to have this in here. Okay, just leave it at that. MUT practice mode. So we've covered 5 things here. I feel like I probably missed some stuff, and that is why I want to see what you guys have, you know, on your mind in the comments below. And we may just cover kind of your guys' comments in another video. If I think that I see a lot of good ideas, I'm like, oh my God, how did I forget that? That's what I want. You know, I want to see that. I can write stuff down and be prepared and be ready, but I can still always forget or miss something very possible in here. So if I did miss something, it seems like it's such a big deal that is completely necessary, just let me know. Okay, so in that case, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys again soon, and I'm out. Peace.